Whereas Friday Night Fights, it's a lot more loose, but the quality of player is a bit lower, in my opinion. In terms of just, PvP capability. It's not an insult, mind you, it's just an observation. But, both events play with different tactics, play with different time setups, play with different assets. It really differentiates because both are two very different beasts. The only thing being in common is they are Arma 3 PvP 1 life events, But either way, I mean, with Op4, I'd imagine Blue4 is probably going to have to keep something small in the Canadian helicopter just as a defensive area that's going to also fall to this position. Buoy 3, I think they're going to not cover Buoy 1. Because we could see a choke point set up on the river to cover either side of Buoy 1. Maybe we could see Blue4 deploy in that area before Op4 can get there and try to hold the river, whereas Op4, I think, is going to have to commit putting the boats up and having squads kind of sweeping the river here to get up to the buoys to make sure there's no ambushes set up. So I honestly, as a ground commander, have no idea how this operation would be tackled, Honestly. Like, Op4 have to do a sweeping motion, and I'd say Op4 has to just go for the buoys, maybe send one team of dudes to snipe the helicopter, infiltrate into the town, but I mean, to swim that is really risky. You're going to have to probably go all the way around until you find a bridge, or just have them load up in a boat and go somewhere else, because, I mean, from this specific AO, you have a bridge up here that you can use, and then you can use those bridges, but I'd imagine Blue4 is going to put something to watch those bridges for that obvious route in. There's a bridge all the way down here as well, which we could see Blue4 send a detachment to cover as well, but I feel like with an over 100 player setup, with Blue4 being very careful with what they decide to actually defend, knowing that the boats, the only outflank I could see is this one, and then the boat coming around and then sniping Terminal 3, I'd imagine you have a group hold this choke point, so you can also watch for any boats coming down. You have one group hold that choke point for the boats. You have one group hold this choke point. You can have one group come all the way down and hold that one bridge. But eventually, I mean, I'd imagine Op4 might just try to do a massive flank around, because there is an hour and a half. You could see just a massive drive around happen in this style of scenario, because it's crazy to see this this type of AO. I mean, a lot of the stuff we see these days is very cut and dry, but this is going to be interesting. Just because, when's the last time you saw an Arma 3 PvP mission incorporate boats so heavily? You know what I mean? So it's going to be very critical to maintain control of the rivers here, but a lot of room for Blue4 to open up with ambushes, which means Op4 has to be extra cautious. Now, OFCRA, usually you have both sides play incredibly cautiously. They're going to hear everyone locally.
Oh, shit.
But Harmful Pill, thanks for the 6-month resub. Hold up. 6 months in advance, dude. I appreciate it, my man. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario.
Okay.
You're hearing everyone transferring to the TFAR channel.
In front of you.
And that is what it takes for 100 people to get I'm sorry, why was there a Nazi zombie scream? What the heck was that?
Shut the fuck up, dumbass bitch.
PHA chat. PHA chat. Bullshit I did, you motherfucker. Chat.
Well, that happened. Okay. What? Yes, Pay for Pain is in a little over 3 hours. Okay, so Op4 has a very interesting amount of setup here. So we have some AI already running off into the woods. We've got a few transport cars. These can only, I think, carry up to like 6 or 7 people. 4 or 5 in the back, 2 or 3 in the front. Looks like only 2. I don't think there's room for people to sit back there, but we will see. we've got a shit ton of armed RHIBs with 50 cals on the front. They will have ammo, by the way. I'm really curious to see if the front GMG is working, because this means we have a precision 50 cal on the rear, and then we've got two M134 miniguns on the rear of these other two. These are the NATO versions, the CSAT version from Vanilla. But the craziest thing, in my opinion, is they have a freaking Falcon drone. A Vanilla Falcon drone with, let's see, 3, 6, 4, 5, 7 rockets in a rocket pod. So I'd assume ground command... It's Ilbanek commanding the drone. He's not on my multi, though. Damn. And then Falcon just jumped in. He's in Channel 4. He might come in because he saw all the fancy shit, which is pretty funny. But we'll see if he jumps in. Regardless, Bluck is going to be ground command for this group. These are our Wagner guys, which I think they just renamed to generic PMC because, again, IRL stuff. So they're going to have a mix of SA-58s, AK-74s, and M4s. AT-4s for their main AT weapon. I don't think they have any reloadable AT. If they did, it would be RPGs, but I don't see any. But again, I'm mostly seeing SA-58s. Machine gunners are getting PKPs. Here's one of the RPG gunners. But yeah, a big mixed match of kits.
You as well.
Well, there's an example, one of the 74s. A lot of these are SA-58s, though. Actually, that... Was that a 58? No, that's a AK. I think that's an AKM, actually, with an NPZ rail. No. I don't know. That's a weird one. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of naval-based stuff, and I believe their marksman... actually, no, PHK is a group leader. So group leaders have magnified optics with that ACOG. 2 ICs get the grenade launcher. Flip for flap with explosives with an SA-58. Murdy, rifleman AT, so he's got a single-shot disposable AT-4 with an SA-58 with a really far red dot scope at the end. That's kind of funny. You got another rifleman with an AT-4, just with a different uniform. Basic rifleman with an AK-74. Emil with the PKP as the machine gunner, and then Alfred as the medic with what looks like an AK-74 as well. So just a big mix match. Is the server whitelisted? Technically, anyone can jump in with the OFCRA command, which I forgot to put. But they do have open... you're allowed to join in as a solo player. But otherwise, that's a really interesting setup, but this means I think Blue 4 has a tank, based off of what I was reading in the rules. But I don't see a tank. So we've got multiple squads here. We've got Blue 4 lead. It's going to be Lolo, who does a lot of commanding, different from the Lolo we know in TSB. And then Misinko is going to be the 2IC, but he also has a Stinger to counter that drone. I don't see people for a tank crew, so I guess there is no tank. That was just something thrown in there. But it's multiple Blue 4 transport trucks, a command Humvee, and that is it. Though we are seeing some static 50 cals with red dot sights on the top, which I know some people hate because they have like a thumbprint on it that really screws with it. But we can assume that they have statics tied to some of their vehicles, which is quite interesting to see. So looking over at the ground command here, we got those RISs with RCO scopes as well. We got a mix of FAMASs, M60s. There's Nemesis. He's going to take the M60 gunner. That's nice. But otherwise, FNFAL's RIS 21s. Looks like we got a mix of M72s. And no, those are RBR 80s, actually. It's like a Czech launcher or something. I forget which one it specifically is. And then SMAs as reloadable AT to take out the boats. So again, more militarized here, more standardized compared to the PMCs, but still... Both sides have a very big mix of stuff. I mean, Op 4 definitely has more offensive equipment, but Blue 4, I mean, they just have to hold choke points. And if Op 4 is stuck to boats, I mean, you're probably going to just see a lot of boats going around. So a few good small hits, and that'll take things on, whatever. And yeah, technically, Driz, I would say wait till next week to come in, because as a late joiner, you're probably not going to have any transport to get in all honesty. As I see what you're saying. All right, heads or tails? I'm just going to not even read it. It was heads, so you do what you need. I ignore you if you resub at this point. Not the actual resub, but the fact that you've been able to constantly state every day that you had your 24-month resub, okay? I'm going to... Oh, heads was you share. Well, I'm screwed. I don't know how Az broke Twitch to do that, but it was cute the first 2 weeks. We're in, like, the 4th week, and I really don't appreciate it anymore. And yes, the land frigate. I hope someone purchases that tonight, because that thing's so funny. God damn it.
Team 6 now.
I wish you have a good weekend, mate. I got a half day at work and a day off on Monday.
I'm glad you got time
I hope
off.
to share some joy to you equals.
I hate how you've been literally coming here every day just to share the damn resub message because Twitch keeps letting you. It's annoying. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the AOs here. So here's the Canadian helicopter. It's just an AAF skin Blackhawk. Okay, not what I was expecting, but it's got some nice protective areas around it. It's going to be really hard to sink an RPG shot in there from far ranges, so that is quite nice. You got the town around here itself, which is just a bit of, peninsula, for lack of a better term. You have some neutral boats down here that I think Blue 4 can take to patrol the river. You got some more down here as well. Round just started. And then here's an example of the buoys, which are literally just buoys with some scripts around them to trigger everything. So that is quite nice to see.
Now.
Fun fact. It allows me to do it multiple times a day.
Stop
too.
it.
Don't know how.
Stop it. For the love of God. Please. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's fair, Falcon. I think they just disabled everything. Yeah, so, I did see a few people connect and reconnect, so they just disabled everyone's sim because when you have over 100 people and when you enable everything to start and then refresh everything, it makes things go a little crazy. So now we get a nice static shot here.
66.
How the hell did you manage that? Imagine getting stuck in time like this. I love it. All right, but otherwise we get to see a breakdown of where most guys are loading up. So it looks like we're having a majority of the trucks being taken. I'd imagine the squads are going to be taking things at the truck level. We're going to have one group walking in on foot. You got a full squad loaded into that truck. You got a partial squad in there, partial squad in here. Nothing in this front Vic, so that might get left behind. All right, that's not too bad. Looking over at Op4 here. Looks like we have a little bit of a false start for Op4. Some of them are loading into boats here. Drone didn't take off yet. The light is still... Okay, no, it's a green and a red.
Ok, ma... Ok, no, scusami, a posto, lo cambio.
And otherwise, looks like Op4 got a bit of a false start there. They're still trying to load up. We got the front Vic loaded, second Vic loaded, third Vic in the process of being loaded. All right. So that's going to give Blue 4 a little bit of an advantage for deployment early on to try to get everything set up on the northern and southern sides. Again, how points are going to be broken down here is there are quite a few ways for either side to score. First off, neutral objective, whoever has more players than the town of Kakasa, I'm going to love saying that, gets 5 points. If the Canadian helicopter is still alive, Blue 4 gets 3 points. If it's not alive, Op 4 gets 3 points. If Op 4 managed to take either Buoy 1 North or Buoy 1 South, Op 4 gained 3 points. If Op 4 is able to take either Buoy 2 North or Buoy 2 South, Op 4 gain 5 points. And if Buoy 3 South or Buoy North are taken, Op 4 gain 10 points. Whereas if either one is successfully defended by the end of the match, Blue 4 gets the same amount of points, but the points only count for either side for if Blue 4 is able to defend both. They get the points, but if Op 4 is able to take one of them, they get the points. So again, the variables are 3, 5, and 10, and coincidentally, You see these little purple zones around here. That's how that represents the area that the OPFOR boats have to be in for the buoy to be captured. For buoy 1's north and south, it's 3 minutes. For buoys 2 north and south, it's 5 minutes. Or no, 6 minutes, excuse me. And for buoy 3, it's 9 minutes. So closer it gets, the more it goes. But otherwise, looks like they disabled everything to let the server catch up. That's a really nifty tool. I might ask them how they did that, because that would be great for something like MCO to just disable everything and let the server catch up in case there's a lag spike. That would be really cool for any large-scale event. I mean, especially like FNF and whatnot. It is probably a script because of, you know, it's controlled by an admin. But, you know, that let the server catch up, and now everything's good to go. This is my only fear, though. I am not going to be able to keep track of this drone because I don't have an interface to tell me where it is. It's invisible. All right? It's got a stealth system that doesn't allow the commentator to see where it's going. So I'm going to do my best to keep track of it, but no promises. Otherwise, we're already having Blue Force starting to send stuff north and south here. They're also sending forces down. They're going to mount up in their own boats and send them out. Wonder, I think, just got glitched out. Now he's over the side. Whoops. All right. I'm going to quickly mute myself and then come back in. But let's see. Blue 4 and... yeah, both squads here. Looks like they're going to take a boat north and south just to defend the rivers. I'd imagine because of how these boats are going to work, you'll probably see them try to hold the choke points. But we're also starting to see some boats immediately going in. A few wounds here because I think they just beached their boat, but I think they're trying to land here on purpose. As we're going to probably see infantry now try to fold in and watch the buoy sites themselves before units are sent in. So we're seeing the trucks crossing on the northern bridge here. They're immediately trying to rush over. That's because Blue 4, they have a little bit longer of a distance to cover to get to this buoy. So I think first contact might actually be at this bridge area unless one of the squads holds to defend. So there you go. That's another bit of a lag spike there because someone disconnected. And that's throwing the server on a little bit of whack here. But it looks like the server is recovering for the most part. I stand corrected. So they do have a new server in OFCRA, and I'd imagine the reason we're seeing these lag spikes here today is whenever you have a new server and you want to do large-scale stuff, you have to completely retune the bandwidth settings of that server, especially if it's in a different location, because one server's bandwidth settings from one base location isn't going to... always work for another server. So they might have just kept the same bandwidth settings and now they're going to realize that they might have to change those based off of location. Now, as I called out, I'm also watching these guys running back and forth. It is starting to recover though. It's stuttering a lot harder. The one thing I am seeing right here though is we do have a Vic. It's stopped over here. It has severely rushed ahead. Blue 4 though has dismounted over here. And I think they're going to potentially do another server disable because it just threw everything out of whack. Both sides, though, are usually good about, you know, just holding still if they're noticing a problem. But it looks like it's somewhat recovering. I'm still seeing some desync movement, though. That's A-okay. So, I'd like to take the break to ask how everyone's day was. Looks like we have a few naked people in the back of this truck as well. I guess they were having a little bit of a party. Looks like the servers recovered, actually, because we're starting to see stuff moving out. And what's quite interesting here is this boat's now stopped to deploy along here, but you got this OPFOR group back here just kind of watching everything. So I wonder if they're going to notice that this OPFOR group's going to notice that it might partially be encircled here. But I'm hearing E-tools being dug. So we might see both OPFOR and Blue 4 fortifying this area. Oh, yeah, no, they're totally prepping for an ambush here. I got this little trench that was dug right there. Now, here's the issue. You got another Vic coming around because of this ambush. Oh, and the driver trying to run people over. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God, he went flying. What happened? Oh, the humanity. So Settler's still alive. Ezio went down because someone put AT on that last second. They don't exist anymore. But yeah, the envelopment of certain forces within everywhere. Now this Blue 4 group's going to get on the rear of this Op 4 group. Desync seems to have subsided a little bit. But yeah, they're probably going to spend a few days calibrating those network settings. Settler now trying to stabilize himself. That was a pretty significant chunk of players that went down. That was the entirety of Group 5 taken out, which, you know, is only a small percentage of the Blue 4 force, whereas Pogo died, who was a good player, mind you. Benares was able to get a kill. I want to see who got that vehicle kill, though. It's not reporting who actually... Okay, no, it was Benares. So Benares took the vehicle out to kill the rest of the guys before they could dismount. And now you're seeing Op 4 pulling to the north as Blue 4 is coming around. They're going to find this one vehicle, find this one ambush set up. And then you got another Op 4 group coming around to cover Buoy 2. And now we got another disconnect, but it looks like that didn't affect the server, so the server does seem to be stabilizing, which is a good sign. So otherwise, a lot of boats. It looks like they're all going to be focusing on this side. So that means all the Blue 4 units down here are going to be out of position. I agree with Op 4's choice there. Go for one, and then later on, if you find that you're stalled, I mean, this gives you more opportunities because it's the joint river coming in. Which, you know, Blue 4, they've got a few guys watching its ground command, which is smart, you know, a smaller group that they can then, you know, order another group to come over and retask. But the one issue that Blue 4 is going to have is they're going to find themselves just pretty much stretched thin in the beginning. So we got Doritos and Rizbo back here. I think they're just chilling for the moment. Could have sworn I, you know, again, read that there was a tank going to be used today, but I guess it was taken away. Regardless, small skirmishes over on the northern side, and we'll just have to see how this all continues on. Give me 1 second. I do want to write down that timestamp, because I always find the desyncy fights a little funny just to see how everything reacts. But looks like Op 4, they're going to remount, potentially try to do a pincer maneuver here. You've got this one RHIB down. How? How? Show me how you're doing that. So they've mined the ocean. How... I have several questions. See, the thing is, Op 4 are going to see this, and they're going to know that this is going on, but I have several. And I mean several questions. These are all satchels, too. They're literally going to blow the top of the river up. Like, Op 4 is probably going to pincer this and stop it, but they're going to literally blow the river up. Now, here's the silver lining here if you're regretting your bets here. Op 4 is probably going to pincer this and kill the triggerman, so that's going to moots all of these explosives, but yet you mined the ocean. How do you... I guess they got waterproof bags with some buoyancy in them, and they just loaded them with C4. This is really something. Oh, Jeremy spotted. Op 4 now engaging. Looks like desync subsided. There was a little spike there, but I think that's because Damex was leaving the server. Grenade coming over. It might kill Jonathan. Nope, it only wounds him. You never know till the end. Exactly. Jeremy taken out. So this Blue 4 group, they're sweeping up here. Now they're going to quickly realize that this group is up here now. Jonathan getting hit in the back. Crippled. Knocked to his feet as he tries to crawl away. gets around, and again, we're seeing Op4 just doing this massive setup here. So based off of the fact that Blue 4, I mean, they have a heavy defense on the Southern Bowie, got that 50 cal right there. They're, again, putting some good defenses. We're going to have to see this entire group here readjust because of where the main attack is actually going to come from. And then Op4, they're chilling right here probably to head into the Canadian helicopter position later. But for now, we also have Op4 folding in to start engaging across here. Steel under fire. Took quite a few hits right here. He's going to be forced to do some bandaging. But Blue 4, we're probably going to see these guys now cross the river and try to come around to hit these additional groups. Maybe this Blue 4 group can hold in time. But it's hard to say. I'm going to quickly look around up in the sky here. I'd imagine they took the drone up here. All right, no, we do get a marker. Wait. How did you... So they have a Falcon drone, and he just... I thought that was the Falcon drone for a second, but then I saw it was white, so I'm like, oh, they have a Darter drone. No, that was a dude that just flew. Okay. Well, OFCRA is filled with surprises today, and the server's not desyncing right now, so that wasn't a desync issue. That was, he ejected out of the RHIB, which punches you out of the boat like that. Okay. Well, I don't know what ejection seats are on RHIBs, but, if that's a real thing, I'd like to try it with maybe a parachute. Because I think a jump from that distance might be a bit too much. Why did I hear someone just make a weird noise? What is going on? What is this? What is this? Oh, someone, okay, I left the freaking, yeah, no, that's what it was. I left the audio snippets on. All right, 1 second. I gotta turn those off real quick. I'm so sorry. I left those on from a previous stream because I'm starting to get back into DayZ and we have audio snips that people like to use to troll, but that's funny. All right, those are deactivated. My sincere apologies there, chat. That was funny because I'm like, I heard people with soundboards earlier and I recognized the sound and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe someone has a soundboard. I'm like, wait, no, I'm muted on the TeamSpeak. How did that get through? But, oh, well. That's funny. I should have played the Bloodsucker sound, but, oh, I would have just looked back in the forums and go, okay, well, Blue 4's dead now. That was a good use, though. I don't mind it when you guys troll me. Just, you know, don't be a dick in DDoS. But anyway, Blue 4 doing their best to hold these Op4 guys back. We've got Giovanni taking some pot shots with his RCO site. We have a majority of Blue 4 trying to come around on the left. Bro, it's the Wendigos. Oh my god. I'm going to try again to look for the damn drone. What's this over here? Is this just a shipwreck? Yeah, it's just a shipwreck. Okay. Because again, they have a helicopter drone that we're not able to keep track of. So I have no idea where it is. I don't know what's stopping it, though, from just like, you know, Aloha Akbaring the Canadian helicopter, since it has rockets. Jen, I'll explain that some other time. I still can't believe we have like freaking explosive charges all around this buoy. Not charges, mind you, satchels, like full-on freaking satchels. But otherwise, we got Blue 4 coming up here. We got Vex leading a pretty sizable force here. I think these guys could actually get around and pretty much outmatch these remaining guys. You're seeing Op4 folding away here. Looking at the remaining opening casualties, it's tough to say now, but the entirety of Storm Group 5 has left. So you got to remember when they leave the server, their skull disappears. Whereas Blue 4, I mean, is still pretty sizable. We've got some pretty big groups, all the way up to 7. And then so did Op4 have 7 as well. So Blue 4 having the number advantage right now. I think Op4 started with a bit of a number advantage, but after losing pretty much an entire group. I don't see Settler anymore. So I don't think he was able to regroup with other forces, and who was eventually taken out. Yeah, here's his skull. Yeah, so he tried to pull away over here, but was eventually shot in the back, so that's fine. Oh, you like the new Halo? That's nice. I'm going to give it a fair shot. Again, I've heard mixed things, but based off of what Falcons also told me, I can understand why. But it's basically... It's Halo, but an alternate telling of Halo before Reach, apparently. So, we'll see how that goes. How to find your paycheck when your mailbox is flooded with junk mail. Then mailman quits. Oh. Sorry to hear that, man. Excuse me. Larry coming in with the definition of a DDoS. Ha! So I'm curious here. So this Op4 group's actually come around. They're attacking this one position. And they're still firing at Op4 crossing the river right here. Rigel dodging fire. But that's going to only alert this Op4 group to come in. This Blue 4 group coming up is going to be in no position to support this Blue 4 group. Storm Group 3 might be able to take out Blue 4 Paramilitary Force Squad 5 Super Uber WT Chads. I love the naming here. But Op4 is going to start getting their forces down here as well. We're going to see one boat starting to capture that northern buoy. And as that buoy is captured, I mean, Blue 4 then has a choice of trying to figure out just how much Op4's force is coming down. This is why I kind of like Op4's plan right now. They're intentionally keeping a lot of their forces in reserve to make Blue 4 think, especially after Buoy 1 gets taken, that they're going to have a force coming from the south, which is going to force Blue 4 to keep their investments on the southern side and thus whittle down the northern side as they slowly make their way through. The only issue with that plan is if Op4 keeps too much of their force in reserve, they're not going to have enough to finish the fight, essentially. But based off of how that ambush just went, they just knocked out 2 people. Pinkus and Steel being lined up for Daedalus to take him out. Again, one of the really good players here. Manchote firing over, trying to hit Timek. Timek returning fire. No winner there. The force is just a little too thick. Op4 turning. I think they're starting to engage across. Firing on the rear, trying to hit Giovanni as he's now forced to go prone. Pingus looks like he woke back up. He's returning fire. But yeah, Blue 4 across here in no position to assist this group, as I think Op4 is going to be able to wipe this group. Might be costly for them. But Blue 4 has no position to really maneuver here, because if they go on the coast, they're going to get shot in the back by these snipers. Looks like Giovanni's already going to make a run for it, as we're starting to see forces route. Pingus getting knocked down again across the way. Now, we could see this Blue 4 group come over and eliminate that group, but as soon as they take contact, they can just pull out. The only fear is, well, that fear is going to be negated. I thought those guys were on the southern side, but they're already crossing. So great shots going right over. Despo just took another hit, as Op4 might get this wipe for free, as we see Despo now taken out. Only knocked unconscious. Timek trying to line up a shot on tackle, but he's hit. Great counter by Op4 here to try to nullify Blue 4's early on number advantage. We're going to see one squad down for either side, as long as we don't see a counter here. So we've got Steel. He's woken back up. He is the medic. I want to see if Giovanni comes around to potentially flank this line formation as well, or if he's going to stay defensive, potentially just a bandage. Looks like he is looking up in that direction. We do see a smoke grenade out there. He could try to come up and get a few headshots on Op4's squad as they come in and make it a little more costly for them. Thus, Blue 4 will maintain the number advantage. But Daedalus out on point here, slowly crawling around. He is definitely hunting for Timek. Despo waking back up. And yeah, Geo was one of the guys playing planting explosives, but so was Vex and a few other guys, and I don't know where they've pulled back to. So I don't even know if those explosives are still going to be live. The boats are still on the buoy in the zone. We'll eventually see that tick off after a little bit, because it'll sink, allegedly, which means they disappear when they're cashed in. But looking back into the zone here, Op4 folding in partially, Blue 4 pushing around. Despo taking some shots at Daedalus. Timex been able to fold back in. Despo going on the offensive. He's going to get caught out of position by Coffee, though. But he's got that M60 to work with. They're trying to fold back. Manchote over on the left might have a flanking shot, but Despo pulls back. Now those marksmen aren't firing. Rigel might be trying to line up a shot, but Blue 4... No, Rigel's getting tunnel vision on the fact there's a Blue 4 group here. He just called that in. You saw that? He pulled, I think, his binos out temporarily to see that. No, he pulled his radio out, and now he's firing. He's got, yeah, he's using his LR, actually, because that's a radio phone on him. Yep, he's calling that in. But here is the kicker. Giovanni coming around as all of OpForce focusing on this line. He might be able to get some back headshots on some of OpFor advancing as they're a little slow to finish this fight here. Timek opening up on Jonathan. Despo putting some extra fire there. Daedalus coming up. Coffee also supporting. Despo pushing right here. Trying to radio this in. We see a grenade thrown. Only knocking Despo to his feet. Marksman firing shots back here. Don't know where that's going. That's Blue 4 potentially firing. I don't know if they're firing at friendlies. We see a Blue 4 guy down. Actually, no, that's an Op 4 guy dead right there. So that was from the previous fight then of these guys on their position. We see another... that is a Blue 4 body, though. So I think the marksman, actually, that was a Rigel or potentially someone else picking some of these guys off. Rigel is up 1 kill. Daedalus now coming around. No, Giovanni, excuse me, coming around. Knocking Coffee out. Daedalus is down. Jonathan just got a great shot on Giovanni there. Headshot with the SVD. But now OpFor is only down to 3 players. Blue 4 down to 3 as well, licking their wounds. But their medic is still up. OpFor have a medic as well that's Manchote. But now that's going to make this attack a lot tougher because Blue 4 was able to get this force up here. Block these marksmen from continuing to suppress Blue 4. And I think not a second too soon because a lot of Blue 4 was down and they're still bleeding out. Look at all the wounds they have right now. OpFor just not able to land consistent shots tonight. And unfortunately, that's just going to mean OpFor is going to keep their number advantage high. So OpFor, they've got a group back here. They could try to line up an ambush of sorts. Blue 4 still have this big setup on the southern side. Blue 4 also sending forces around trying to check to see how many boats were left over. They might be able to take these 2 RHI B50 cals. They only have 3 people, so maybe just fully crew 1 and then try to get on the rear of OpFor or Blue 4. Meanwhile, looking over here, so there's no notification that Buoy 1 was taken out, but it is gone. Therefore, OpFor has those first 3 points. Meanwhile, you have these 2 boats waiting here, but again, rigged to blow. We just have to see if the Triggermen are still alive. And the Canadian Helo is an AAF skinned UH-60, which neither side has really touched. I'd imagine this OpFor group's going to come around and hit it within the next 10-15 minutes, but we'll just have to see how that goes. So you got Despo around here. He's trying to pull security for his group. Coffee still bleeding out. Quite a bit of blood. He might not last too long. Manchote needs to go up there and give him some blood. But again, this is a contested zone, so they don't want to move in just yet. Pingus, I'd imagine he's going to be able to be brought back because of steel. Right there is the medic directly getting him there. But look at all the blood. Look at all the hits here. Look at all the bandages. I am really surprised Blue 4 was able to tank that many rounds. Excuse me. We hear Despo firing that M60. I think he just took someone out. Coffee just bled out as well. That might have been Jonathan. They did rescript the weaponry. The boats fire autocannon rounds. And they just took out a 50 cal. So usually it's an HMG and a GMG, but now the boats are packing some ammunition. So you got the rear gunner right here. I'm trying to find the commander. Here he is. So I think he's using the thermal of his boat. Oh, they're moving in. Are the Triggermen going to take these out? Boat immediately turns around. This Blue 4 group could come in. AT fired, it was short. First boat gunner doesn't know where those shots came from. Second boat's looking in that direction. More AT goes in. I think that one was just short as well. There's that autocannon. So I think they gave the boats AP rounds. That's what I saw about tanks. Small reloading. Trying to fold out here. Again, just short. A lot of fire going up there. Op4, meanwhile, did Manshote fold back or did he get killed? No. Manshote and Tackle taken out. Despo on 5 kills with that M60. Oh, a little bit of blue on blue here. Steel a little confused. Now he's firing over here, but the shots are getting caught in the hitbox of the tree. More autocannon rounds going over. You got one guy knocked out. RHIB just dropped 2 dudes off. Blue 4 still content on holding the south. Still doing his best, and you just have so much heavy fire coming in. Despo on a one-man war. On kill number 7 with the M60. He just took out 2 more dudes. So Despo, we see him playing OFCRA and Friday Night Fights, but, I mean, off the leash tonight. He's killed an entire squad by himself. He's trying to give room for Steel to keep bandaging Pingus. Steel thinks he's under fire from across the river, but that's just another Blue 4 group. But now Despo is going to run around. He's still in radio contact with these guys. You see that TFAR animation for radio going. He is going to try to one-man another 5 dudes and get his kills in the double digits. You know, it is quite possible he's linking his belts together. He spots Doritos, isn't able to land the kill shot there. I think he ran out of ammo, actually, so he's doing a quick reload. Runs out, he just sees multiple dudes. He sees Fury, immediately folds back, throws a frag grenade, realizes he's in a little too deep, fires at Fury, kills him. Fires at Dorito. No, he switches to Wombat. Gets Wombat, 8 kills, 9 kills. Starts charging Dorito's position. Going guns up now. Dorito does not know how to counter this. He starts taking flanking shots, and he goes down to Sky Online, overwatching the open. 1 kill shy of double digits, but this man has pretty much wiped a squad and a half by himself. Now, if Steel stops shooting at his teammates, maybe that'll mean something. And these guys, yep, still taking friendly fire. We're seeing this other friendly force come up. Blue 4 trying to move stuff up. They're taking heavy fire as they're now desperately trying to hold Buoy Zone 2. More autocannon rounds coming down. If I didn't know any better, based off the speed of those shots going, actually I can't tell which autocannon that's from specifically. There's some that fire at a certain rate that you can tell, but it's a mix of the minigun and the other one firing that's making it a little tough for me to understand. So Op4 at this point, they're being forced to commit the entirety of their remaining northern force because they've had 3 squads pretty much rendered combat ineffective at this point. Settlers group, Squad 5 got ambushed, Group 3 got taken out because Despo decided to go crazy with his M60, and Group 2 taking a heavy amount of casualties, now only part of the boat and on the ground here because of everything that went down. But Op4's hit a bit of a land mine here in terms of, no, I guess a speed bump would be better because of all of these sea mines, I guess, because Op4 doesn't know who the Triggerman is. I think Vexen is one of the Triggermen as well. Oh, dear. Little desync spike there. We got a small ranging shot going in. Possibly a Blue 4 marksman firing. Now, interestingly enough, though, we've got some fog going on the server here. One second. I'm going to tab out and look at something. Cool. How many friendlies has Steel killed? I don't think he's killed any per se. He still has one kill on his own. I think he's had that kill, so he hasn't killed anyone, but I think he did knock out Alec out. Because if it was an AP round that hit him, I think it would have killed him outright. But it's hard to tell. Now, looking over at the map here, we have Op4 pulling this boat back or maybe keeping it in reserve. We got another boat mounting up with a bunch of dudes. More suppressive fire coming out. You've got Razka kind of walking around on his own. Op4 still kind of holding in this position, not going for the helicopter just yet. Blue 4 content on holding this choke point, but this boat is going to come all the way down and see that there's nothing here. Because there's no way for the boats to go anywhere else, so they're going to relieve that position and then push up and probably reinforce buoy 3 and push in from the south. So I think we're going to eventually see Blue 4 remount all of its forces to the north. A lot of the forces here are going to get reprieved, but now that Despo's dead, I mean, he was someone really pulling on things tonight. We'll have to see if there's any change of plans in the sense that Op4 might be able to do a heavy counterattack by committing the rest of their major force. But again, these explosive satchels are what's concerning. Yes, Falcon, for pay for pain, there will be jets on both sides. I will say, though, if certain things are bought, it doesn't matter if you get a jet. Air won't really stand a chance, but, you know, we can try. Has the desync settled? Yeah, I think it's intermittent, just with people connecting and disconnecting. Razka looks like disconnected because he or she was hopelessly lost, and I'm still waiting to see if Op4 is going to try to do a river cross and then get to the helicopter, which in their shoes, they might think, you know, buoy 3 might have a watcher on it. There would be people in the town of Khakassia, so they have to be really cautious on how they cross, because if they're not, for all they know, they could get spotted and taken out while they try to cross the river. So I understand the caution there. We just saw something flare up right here. Ah, it's the 9mm ranging rounds of the SMAW. Skippoo coming out now. Trying to line up a shot. Hope his backblast is cleared. We have someone here who's picked up an enemy RPG. Yeah, they're trying to pick off the gunners of the 3 boats here now. Got a 50 cal that's moved up. You got more shots going right here. Sky Online and Doritos might be able to start giving some flanking fire here. You got shots going back and forth, but Sky Online, I think, would have a great shot right here. We have Doritos that just came out in the open. They don't have any magnified optic. We saw GL toggle, but the PKP, if it's rested, could do some damage, but now Blue 4's folding back here. Still taking fire. If XN was hit, he was one of the trigger men, I think, trying to dig a trench. He might have gotten hit by those Op4 guys or stray rounds from the boats. There's some spray fire there. Vex hitting the leg again. Now, I gotta wonder, is Steel gonna hear this and finish off these two? I'd imagine Pingus has blood going in him. He has all the medical he could probably get from Steel, but the infusion rate's probably really on default, so it's going to take a while for him to get that blood back in. And then we have this force that's been kept in reserve, which I don't really get. Holding the edge of this tree line doesn't really give any tactical advantage for Blue 4 or Op4, because Op4, if they wanted to go through, they'd probably remount their boats, or they'd just go around, use the town, or they'd cross and use this because this is more heavily forested. So holding this open area is kind of plus you're holding the edge of the tree line, which lets the enemy get in front of you. If you wanted to hold this open area, you'd hold it from over here to capitalize on the open area to be able to pick people off so they couldn't go to cover. So I don't get why Blue 4 is holding that group in reserve specifically. Steel looks like going back to check on his patients. But let's see. Niskantija, I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. I hope you keep enjoying the operation. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. And I hope you're getting a nice kick out of this OFCRA stream. Looks like Op4, they're doing a massive cross. No security element here. Trying to go in between the zones. Looks like more towards Buoy 3 because they think that town is taken. They gotta be quick, though. I'm a little worried about TK Llama getting to the coast before this boat comes around, because this is the boat with the 50 cal they stole, right? Yeah. No, it's an RHIB, but people can shoot out of the RHIB. So this could be bad timing. I'm thinking, though, by the time that boat comes around, you'll see Op4 be able to turn around. And who's the AT guy in this group? It's Brewer, TK. Oh, so the guy's on the rear. Oh, they also have Andre, though. He's closer towards the front. But I'm going to watch this boat's POV. They got a guy standing up right there, ready to shoot on the left side. They're going to see that. Yep, they're going for it. Oh, driver shot. Boat is dead. These guys are dead. These guys are sitting ducks. Another guy down. Third guy down. Oh, squad 7 for Blue 4 taken out. And there's the fourth guy taken out. Ah, that's gotta suck. Now the boat's gonna be driving for a little while. And I mean, we got Baku who stayed alive. He might be able to swim back, but let's be honest, these are some of the best players here. We've got Massacre, Ziki, Brewer, and Seal William together. Joda's pretty good, Andre's pretty good, TK Lam's also pretty good. I mean, it's a nasty group to fight. Baku having to come up for air and is immediately shot at. But now Op4 knows he's here. We could probably see someone come up to the coast, throw some grenades, try to get him. But yeah, so Romain, excuse me, he's unconscious, but yeah, if he wakes up, he's going to immediately get shot at. But look at this. Steel was walked up on by Doritas and Sky Online. Sky Online getting the hit here. Steel wasn't able to land the shot. Op4 now taking this zone despite the explosives down, because it looks like a lot of Blue 4 were cut down. Holy, what happened here? So, no more Triggerman for these explosives. That was, yeah, Zarda K40 got 4 of those kills. 50 cal get any? No. But yeah, that's just deadly. It's that autocannon on those front of the boats. We got another, Royd got 1 kill with his as well, so they were able to cut out that entire right group. Looks like Squad 7 was coming around to eventually flank that position. Now you have Blue 4 Squad 7 coming around, but it's a little too late at this point. Maybe they could get some flanking shots on the boats. Maybe Pingus will wake back up. But Blue 4 committing... Nope, okay, I misread the boat. Looks like they're folding a majority of their forces back. RHIB coming around because it looks like they've confirmed that force is down. So I don't know if this group is going to now land... Or excuse me, deploy right here and try to save this one group, as Baku is desperately trying to smoke himself and bandage himself. He's got his radio out and he's trying to get a connection underwater, but I don't think it's working for him. I love when the T4 animations get glitched and you're stuck with your radio in your hand while you're swimming. It just shows you're deliberately trying to get up there, send a message, and then go underwater before you get shot in the head. Air. And then he dives like a submarine. I think he was just shot again because you see that streak of blood right there. He's literally just going to try to swim away. But now I'm a little worried for Blue 4 because they just took a considerable amount of casualties. They lost 1 entire squad north. They lost 1 entire squad south. Op4 might be able to bounce back because look at the numbers. They still got like a full sheet of players here, whereas Op4 a little less, considering the skull counts. So it's still anyone's game. Really, I think it's going to be a fight for the third buoy, because at that point, point-wise, Op4 will have 18 points. So even if Blue 4 defends the town and the helicopter, they're only going to have 8. So OPFOR could honestly just win it then and there by taking buoy 3. So the 8 points gotten from the first 2 buoys can be negated by the Canadian helicopter and Kacasia being taken by Blue 4, so it has to be Terminal 3. We got some grenades being thrown. That was literally right under Baku. You can see he got hit there. Now he's being forced to bandage. So great throw, but, you know, fragmentation underwater doesn't do the most damage. Otherwise, we have Sky Online down. Dorito has turned around. Ducking under some shots here. As this group's now coming in. Has Buoy 2 been taken? No. Again, that one they have to hold for 6 minutes. Dorito doing his best here to hold. He's going to bandage. Just leaves him open to Blue 4 flanking around and potentially trying to get him there. They might have been double tapping Sky, or they're just outright keeping him suppressed. But yeah, a lot of OPFOR forces are going to start sweeping around here. Solopol, I don't think he's going to last too long. But now you see the boats maneuvering off, but they haven't gotten the buoy yet. So I think they're trying to secure the area first, then they're going to secure the buoy, or they're going to have... I think it's actually this Vic that can secure the buoys itself because it's different color than the other 2. So they're not committing that Vic in yet. That's, yeah, where command is and where their drone is as well, which I keep forgetting they do have a drone. I just have no idea where this damn drone is because we don't get a symbol for it, unfortunately. Autocannon shots going in. Another guy's gone down. He took an enemy PKP. Juno's rummaging through the body. And Blue 4 have pulled back from Dorito. Meanwhile, you got Solopol here trying to line up an RPG, but then he's shot in the back by Nubas. Nubas on his first kill. So OPFOR doing a great job, but now we got Blue 4 basically coming around. They're going to take the bridge and probably try to set up a defensive line before OPFOR can get their forces into Area 3. This OPFOR group is waving off. I don't know if they're going to head up to Terminal Buoy 3 or if they're going to go hit the chopper first for those extra 3 points. I'd imagine tactically it would actually be better for them to go up and secure the Buoy 3 site because that's worth 10 points. Whereas the Canadian helicopter's worth 3, and for all they know, Blue 4 set a defensive area up there because there is still a sizable chunk of Blue 4 force unaccounted for right now in OPFOR's mind. So Dorito slowly coming up here to fight another day. And they're still securing this area. You know, they might be worried because of all these explosives here. I think the gunner's got another kill because there's only 2 people left here. Yep, you see this ragdoll right here. As that AT was taking it out, another kill by these boats, which are now... My camera work tonight has been on point in catching this. So anyway... When a mommy boat and a daddy boat love each other very much, now they're panicking. Oh God, the boats arm themselves. There's hostiles everywhere. Start shooting. Yeah, he's gonna think someone AT'd the boat, even though it was an arma glitch. So now he's firing at his friendlies thinking there's hostiles to his right. Oh my God. Anyway, when a mommy boat and a daddy boat love each other very much, they have a baby boat. But if a male boat, if a female boat doesn't want a male boat, this is, to give her a baby boat, this is what happens. Jesus. Let me write that one down, guys. For the highlight timestamps. So... that was one of their pretty powerful assets, too, that they just lost. Rigel getting taken out by another boat. The boats do not discriminate. Everyone dies to the boats today. Extreme Gamer, thank you so much for the 6-month resub. That gives you a sergeant badge. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. The boats do not discriminate. There's no maps, there's no map symbols in OFCRA. Falcon can attest to that if I'm wrong. But all right, so this boat's arriving. 5-minute timer, excuse me, 6-minute timer is going to start. This boat firing down. Juno's the only one left. Royd on 2 kills. Looks like Zarda was able to survive and wake up his from there. Now these forces are moving in. Doritos now firing across the river, knocking Nubas out. Also firing at Rigel. So much red on red today. And I got the 50 cal firing up here because all their OpCore think this is... What is going on? Has this group not called in that they sweep this peninsula already? Where's the confusion here? What, because they lost one boat? Because they drove them into each other and armored themselves? Ay, ay, ay. I get the confusion, but it's all because something got armored, you know? Nubas wakes up, Rigel taken out. He's desperately trying to call on the radio that he's being read on Reddit here, as he is now engaged, and he has no choice but to run. Falcon attesting, because again, he has played OFCRA. Comms are apparently very likely to break down like this, and that is the issue that you're having. So the boat's pulled out of the capture zone. That's going to reset that timer because they can't tell what's going on anymore. You got another armed, the other armed boat that is still alive, now driving down to potentially try to secure Area 3. Op4, meanwhile, looking into Blue 4's zone. You got Blue 4, I guess they've predicted this, and they're now holding back here for whatever reason. Got a Blue 4 group over here deploying. Looks like they have a wounded guy. This is pretty confusing. But as we have a break here in the lull of combat, if you do exclamation point menu, you can see the pay for payment menu for tonight. We got a lot of really fun little small things for our miniature pay for payment scenario in 2.5 hours. And I hope you guys enjoy it. We get to Bully Falcon. Now, I don't have any menu items to Bully Falcon, but I might add a few just for the hell of it. Yeah, I don't know, again, I don't know where that Raven drone is. I have no idea. I think the only way I might be able to track it is if I look at Ilbanek, who's the red drone, but yeah, he's, I don't know. He's on the gun right now. He was using the gun, which means he wasn't on the drone, so I don't know where it is. Anyway, looking at the roster here, Op4 potentially following Blue 4 here, but might not have caught the scent. They're still in the low ground down here, which is why. So I don't think they spotted Blue 4 leaving that area, because I think Blue 4 is starting to fold forces and actually take Kakasia. Looks like Baku was able to make it to shore. He's alone. And now you got this Blue 4 group also deploying. I guess it's going to come over and also go into Kakasia. But again, I think Op4 is going to win if they're able to take Buoy 3 as well. But yeah, no, Blue 4 lost a significant chunk of forces, but Op4 with a few friendly fires, I'd say Op4 has a slight number advantage right now. Op4 also have all of their forces together, and even though they're together, though they're having some comm issues and killing each other, looks like some other Op4 guys have gone up here. Nubas was able to stay alive. Demovar's with him now. He would have a long range to tell people to stop firing, and hopefully people would listen. But Blue 4 is just really scattered right now. Do they have enough to hold Buoy 3? I don't know. Buoy 2 still being taken. When it disappears, we know that it is done. But what Blue 4 need to do at this point is just hold the waterway choke points, have their AT ready, and not miss those critical AT shots. Who's winning? I would say, in my honest opinion right now, Op4, because of how unified they are. Blue 4 could still bounce it back, but again, the remaining fight is going to be for Buoy 3. If Buoy 3 is lost to Op4, then Op4 is going to win with an 18 points total, and there's nothing Blue 4 can do to counter that. So by the way, fun fact, we're still in mid-game right now. I usually divide OFCRA segments into 3 sections. Early game, well, technically 4, because you have your 8-minute safe start, where people organize. Then you have your first 30 minutes of early game, your middle 30 minutes of mid-game, then your remaining 30 minutes of late game. So we're going to enter late game in about 7 minutes, a little under that. And it's going to be for the third buoy. So Blue 4 can't really hope for a time defense here. It's going to be a brutal one either way. We have a boat coming down in a position that Op4 could have AT sorted. They don't have AT there, though. We got some stick AT. Oh, this could be bad because these guys are parked right next to their RHIB. Oh, God, his head's immediately blown off. He's trying to run for it. Is the rear gunner going to take him out? Smith hiding on top of a log, doing his best to fire. The boat's turned, though. Oh, God. Okay, that was the guy in front of Smith. But it looks like the driver of the boat and the commander were knocked out because of the M60 gun, and the boat runs into the other boat and destroys itself. Oh! I should have known. Blue 4 with the classic boat on Arma ambush tactic. What an amazing ambush there. They purposely baited their boat knowing that Op4 would go aggressive and rammed their boat right there. Thus, when one boat makes contact with another boat, as I said earlier, if the mommy boat doesn't want it, she blows up the other boat. And now we have some blue on blue here because they're getting a little confused about the ambush, but that is okay. So that's the other really powerful boat taken out. And now I think Blue 4 has a much better chance here because those powerful assets are done. Smith seeing Royd come out. Beautiful enfilading fire deliver on Royd there. A third shooter giving some follow-up. But what a great ambush that Blue 4 totally prepped, and I'm not bullshitting you on right now. Oh, that was totally done on purpose. Falcon, tell me that was done on purpose. You play OFCRA, you would know. Just the sheer level of metagaming there to make use of a boat instead of a lack of AT. Goatland's woken back up as well. I think Smith is checking this guy's body, maybe realizing he's dead. Wow. Boat warfare, man. Who knew it would be this entertaining? You need a beer? I need a beer too. Oh my God. I'd love a beer right now because this is... We had someone go into space. We've had 2 boat Arma incidents. We had a desinky firefight. We've had literally everything. Everything. Oh, I'd kill for some cider too. Goatland, he sees that Smith is still alive, but Guardian Angel Cheeseburger here with the M60, not letting any shit happen to Smith today. Smith's now firing at that body to make sure he's down, firing at that other body. And now he got some more shots coming over. I don't know. Cheeseburger wants to make sure everyone is down. Camera work has been perfect tonight. Hell yeah. This is why I like it when there isn't a split or a pincer maneuver or multiple different fronts, because it lets us just cover the one and then we get all the really funny fancy shots of all of the crazy BS. And all you need is the XXX. He said stay in the boat of just the dude running a boat onto the shore and running someone over. Yeah. Yeah. Bloodwing's frying something upstairs. Oh yeah, she's making chicken katsu. Alright, so we got Op4 coming up with one of their squads here. I'm going to be honest, though, with the loss of those 2 really heavy assets, you know, those autocannon boats, I don't see how Op4 could really get Terminal 3 without a really heavy fight. Now, the one saving grace that Op4 is going to have here is Blue 4 is dividing their forces between holding the final area and the buoy, because Blue 4 is in a bit of a bind. If they lose the buoy, they lose. If they lose Kakasia, I call it Kaka because that's how I remember, or the Canadian helicopter, then Op4 will still have enough points to get over the 10 points that Blue 4 gets, because Op4 already has 8 points right now. And yeah, chicken katsu, it's a Japanese fried chicken dish. It's pretty good. But starting, still a few minutes left on mid-game. I'd imagine Op4, what we'll probably see is this group is going to get behind this position, check the coastal area, maybe even cross and try to get on that other side, and then let this squad come over here, cross over here, and get that area. Yeah, it's more effective if this group crosses over here because this group can then cover that area. These sides can be sweeped, and then the third boat can be brought in. That's the only real way I see Op4 having a chance at winning this one. But if they keep everything on the left side, what they could do is then stage everything around here, have the boat come in this way, but that still leaves this outer bank to an ambush, and if that boat gets AT'd, then they're SOL. Now, Op4's been doing a great job with keeping their boats on the defensive. Let's actually go over that. So, Blue 4's done a great job of ambushing and pincemealing Op4 groups. Despo on Blue 4 got 9 kills, taking out a full group and a half with that M60. I mean, some really great plays on Blue 4 side. Op4, however, has been really, really good with their boat control. But now that they've lost both of those boats, both technically to Arma incidents, funny enough, when you break it down, by, boat-on-boat violence, can we see Op4 do a proper sweep and clear here? Because some of the issues Op4's had is, A, they lost some of their boats to being armored, and B, excuse me. There's been a lot of red-on-red incidents. There's been a lot of confusion. Now, Blue 4's had that same level of confusion, but not to the extent that Op4 has had. Especially around Buoy 2, there was a lot of blue on blue, but a lot more red on red, especially at the end. Plus, the blue on blue, or excuse me, the red on red did cost a few lives, which you'd also argue the blue on blue, the guy Steel knocked out. Blue 4 might have stayed there to manage that guy, but I think they were just trying to get an AT solution on the boats instead. So it's a tough call either way. It's just, if Op4 just thoroughly sweeps these forests here, they could then take the buoy, and then they could take out the rest of these groups, and that's the icing on the cake. The one fear I do have, the one trump card Blue 4 has, is this one boat with the 50 cal on the rear. If that can drive up and get behind the command boat while it's waiting for the other forces to get forward, and Op4 command gets taken out and they lose control of this boat, then Blue 4 still has a chance. If that boats get destroyed, they could pull everything back to Kakassia, hold the helicopter, and they could still win it. But that's the toughie here, is can that trump card be played, or can Blue 4 just hold what they have here with a very limited force? And I'm going to be honest, they're outnumbered like 4-1 here. It's literally part of a squad, and then the command team. 6 dudes versus what looks to be about 12 to 20 across 3 different groups, and then an armed boat. Op4 still has their commander there with that one boat. Blue 4's commander is still alive as well. But if Blue 4 lose this buoy, Op4 wins, because there's no point value Blue 4 can get to bounce back. The most points at that rate that Blue 4 can get are 5 for holding Kakassia and 3 for holding the chopper, and then maybe the supremacy bonus. But that would be like 10 to Op4's 18. Now, maybe I'm reading it wrong in the fact that Blue 4 still have control of the 2 buoys, or 3 buoys to the south. They can get points as well. In which case, what I'm saying is moot, and Op4 needs to take this buoy and then take these areas to get the points out. So I could be wrong there, but we'll see it on the eventual point values, because it just is dependent on the final point tally. Unless I make an administrative notice when we start the mission to say, hey, this is how I'm grading it. Time left is, we're now in late game. So at 1:38 is when the round officially ends. So 27 minutes remaining. Ooh, boat might be in a position to spot the trump card moving in. It is a little foggy. They might not have seen her through the fog, though. Yeah, it might have been really tough to do that. Again, they have the rear 50 cal gunner. That thing has thermal imaging and a scope, so it could pick that boat off as it comes in. But the question is, does Ilbanek know to look? They're checking the guns as well. Nope, they're checking front. That boat With that 50 cal, no scope on it, so they're gonna have to get close. Could come in, but are they gonna go left or right? Drivers focusing on the left here. 50 cal looking away. Oh my God. This could be the turning point. There's the 50 cal firing. Driver down. That's Op4 command down. Gunner now trying to turn. That 50 cal is going to do a lot more damage to that RHIB. Blue 4 boat might be on... and he's down too. That is Op4's 2IC dead, the drone operator. GL's going up, and that is the capture boat eliminated. If they demo it, there's no chance for Op4 to take it back, and Buoy 3 is safe. In which case, Op4 and Blue 4 are going to fight for the final area. Because this is the boat that can only capture the buoys here. So a great snipe by Blue 4. They did lose the driver of the boat. Wonder's going to come out. He's staying on the 50 cal gun, the other guy. And now the question is, did Op4 hear those shots, and are they going to turn around? No, they're not. So Blue 4 has all the time they need to potentially disable this boat. Now the follow-up question is, it's Wonder here... Who's the other guy in his boat? Flip. Does Flip have AT? Flip has AT. They could take the boat out. Blue 4 might have just saved it with a trump card. Now, Op4 could still take Kakassia, destroy the helicopter, and still win. So they're not out of the fight yet, but the really tough fight that Blue 4 would have had to do to hold Buoy 3 is now moot. So the main fight is now going to be towards the end game. There's the boat taken out, and you somehow backblasted your buddy. Remember, kids, clear backblast. Your buddy says backblast clear, and then you go rocket, 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 and then you fire. Because if you don't, then your buddy's going to be like that unconscious dude that we see right here. So yeah, now they're turning around. They heard that explosion. Their boat just got sniped. Great trump card play by Blue 4. But here's the messy part. Blue 4 command is in here. They're surrounded. Also, Op4's lost their drone now because the drone operator's dead. So it's going to be a fight for here. So point-wise, because Buoy 3 is going to be taken, it's going to be 10-8. Remember, the chopper's worth 3 points, whether or not it's kept alive or destroyed, and then the town itself is worth 5. So 7 points still on the board, and then supremacy bonus is 2 points each. So 9 points could swing either way on an 8-10 split right now. If Op4 takes the helicopter out, they get up to 11, but again, it's control of Kakassia, which is going to determine this. 3 plus 5 is... No, it's 8 saddles. 3 plus 5 is 8. It's... Wait a minute, sir. What? So I'm not sure if Flip's going to be able to get Wonder back up, because Backblast can be pretty devastating. That's not what you said? Did I say 3 plus 5 equals 7? If I did, I apologize. I'm guessing it's U.S. education. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. My point still stands. All right. I'm just trying to think. Op4, they could still regroup everything on the left side. And they could directly assault the town of Kakassia and still overpower it, because I think Op4 still has the number advantage. They've got most, 4 remaining groups still at relatively full strength. And Blue 4 command is about to get decapitated here. Though they did a great job. They just took out one of the side drivers there. 50 cal's returning fire. No. 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 No way. That's a sustainer. I mean, AT's AT. That was short. Lolo losing the RBR there. 50 cal's going to suppress him. Oh god, it's Brewer, TK Lamaseal, Ziki, Massacre, Joda, and Andre. These guys are not gonna live. They gotta move, but they don't know they're in trouble. Which, granted, you know, good for them for getting one of the kills there, but Blue 4 Command is, I think their last orders are just gonna be to hold the damn town of Kakasia. Because we're about to see these two get ambushed pretty hard. You're seeing some movement up on the ridge. There goes Messino. Lolo's gonna run for it. And he doesn't get far. And Op4 is so excited that just happened that you're having the RHIB now giving victory shots to the Op4 guys as a celebration for taking out Blue 4 Ground Command. Now, I will say there's still a little bit of time, 15 minutes left on the clock here. Oh, a little over 15, about 18, so I wouldn't recommend taking shots just yet. Still a little bit for Op4 to do to win, but yeah. You know, we might actually have to see Op4 rush in here. Now, we do have Op4. They've taken one of the Vics that I guess was over here when they were trying to do the crossing in the beginning of the match. Already trying to get forces in. They're going to have to do a bit of a cross there, though, which is worrisome because Blue 4, they might be too stretched to actually overwatch this position properly, but they got these towers here that'll let them help cover the river. So that's going to be a little bit of a moot point, but this boat could potentially, after it's done giving victory shots to Op4, mount up all these Op4 guys and then bring them in on the river to, you know, then insert that way. Seal William, meanwhile, I guess exploring a tree for a second. He is now down from the tree. And then this group is just holding the bridge in reserve, I guess. But there's no point in doing reserves anymore. 20-minute warning. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I was a little off on the time. But there you go. At the 38-minute mark. Now we got to see Op4 double tap the Blue 4 guys if they choose to. Or they can just let them bleed out. It doesn't matter. Remember, if you can drag or carry the body, they're still alive and they need to be shot in the face a few times. Some victory shots to help them go to sleep, because your gun's filled with melatonin pills. Just like that. See, Ziki knows what's up. What? What? How did, you know what? I'm just gonna meme that. Yeah, map's haunted. Very powerful ricochet. Incredibly powerful ricochet. Special. Yeah, it's also tree medicine. Let's go with that. Yeah. All right, so there's Blue 4 Command dead. Boat's gonna probably come in now, realizing they're friendly, and pick them up. But yeah, with 20 minutes remaining, they're gonna have to speed in. You got this other Blue 4 group here, too. They've been a bit useless in this fight. I guess it's not coordinated that the command boat was taken out, so they might actually stay there the entire match just covering a buoy that they don't need to cover because the boat that can take it is has been destroyed, you know? So based off of that, based off of mobility, 20 minutes remaining, if that boat fully mounts, it's okay, maybe it's going to mount that group instead. The one issue I have is Flip. Flip doesn't have AT anymore, but he's got a FAMAS, and the FAMAS fires fast. Flip with his FAMAS will fire quickly at the enemy force. There's some alliteration for you there. Now, if he's patient, though, he could wait till they're all mounted and then just do a really deadly spray and get a lot of headshots. Be patient. Use this time to line up your shot. Takes out the 50 cal gunner. Goes for the dudes in the water. And he folds back in. That's only going to stall this offensive. But at least he picked off the 50 cal gunner, so people, you know, if he's unconscious only, he might not be able to have the seat switch. But it looks like, yeah, commander seat, he's down. So that's going to stall this movement here of forces, which means that Blue 4 might just win to time. These guys are going to start going on foot. I don't think they're going to have enough time to actually take Kakasia. At that point, they have to get more numbers in there than Blue 4. But yeah, no, the stall is a great tactic here. Hold up. Looks like OPFOR have deployed one AI. So this is how OFCRA lets people who crash come back in. If you crash, an AI takes your place. So when you come back into the server, you then take the spot of the AI. But if your AI died, then you're SOL. So they're putting shots over there. Flip, if he's smart here, and I know Flip, he's really good at this game. He'll come around, probably take the high ground here and hit them as OPFOR's now trying a desperate remount. Now let me clarify, I've seen Flip play a lot, so I know he's a smart player. I don't know him personally. Don't want any confusion to happen there. I'm not sure what Flip was trying to do in that instance. Maybe he misjudged how close the enemy force was. But another quick thing that can happen is if that boat flies by and these guys go close to the coast, they could ambush it as it drives. And thus nullify OPFOR's advantage of numbers even further. Well, the AI is gone now. I don't see a reconnect message, which is kind of weird, but interesting. So Flip taking this incredibly cautious because he knows he's fighting a superior force. OPFOR, I think, is doing the smart thing, though. They pulled their LZ back, but they're not mounting, they're entrenching because they think it's a superior force. So Flip is succeeding in stalling this group, because that's only going to allow for this group, which granted, these are some of the best players in OFCRA here. Massacre, Nubas, Ziki, Andre, Brewer, TK Llama, Seal William, Joda, Parthias. Oh god, Parthias joined them. Demovar, and Doritos. A few of them I'm overstating a little bit, but I mean, that's a very big chunk. And now you got OPFOR trying to cross here. They might have found a blue 4 blind spot. And this is just going to make this position that much tougher because these guys are just sitting here, not on an Overwatch position. So if these guys get in and they weaken this position, OPFOR is able to get all those forces in. I think the number falls to whoever has more people in the town by the end. So that's going to be 13 points for Blue 4 considering the helicopter stays alive. And OPFOR, or no, excuse me. Yeah, no, 13 points. And then, because that's 10 for the third buoy, and then 3 for the helicopter staying alive, then OPFOR is going to have, I'm blanking on the math, 13. So actually it would be a tie at that point, so no, the helicopter needs to turn. So, yeah, no, mathematically it could still go either way. Interesting. But now the boat's starting to go off because they held for a bit, realizing the time. Flip lost his window, but that's okay. He already stalled it enough. But can these 4 blue 4 guys make a difference? 10 plus 3 is hard. We know. I know. Hey, Diver. How you doing? I'm too lax. Nah, I just can't do my quick maths right now. I'm brain dead. See, I'm a little worried, though, because here we have Smith. Smith has a PKP and a scope on it, which is just a simple red dot, but that allows Smith to line up his gun to fire muy bien bullets on the enemy. But you see, Smith doesn't know how to shoot. Oh, wait. Smith might have heard me. Smith doesn't take Leroux's shit. Okay, he's bypinning the gun, and that's not letting him properly lead. And that boat's actually going to be able to get away with one guy getting headshotted. 2 guys getting headshotted. 3 guys getting headshot in that final wave. See, if I talk shit, then the other team starts performing better. So if I want something cool to happen, I'll talk shit, and then we'll start seeing heads drop. Quick math. Oh, Dire, man, that shot glass. I want a beer now. Falcon made me want a beer. Oh, well. As long as the driver's okay. Yep, it doesn't do the circle. Pio here, I think he's noticed something's up. He sees people moving down there, starts putting shots on him. And this is PHK right here, too. He's a pretty good player. They're going to now push this area. You got a blue 4 guy dead right here as well. Now you got some follow-up shots, so these 2 are going to get pinned. And now blue 4 is going to send guys down. Nick, not realizing people have crossed, But he's at an angle. Oh, that grenade. Nick now looks over. He's going to hear that grenade go off. So now he knows there's stuff over here. He's going to immediately pull back on the defensive state. He took a grenade. So that indicates there is OPFOR forces here. Great shot by PHK taking out Hubert there. He could wake back up, though. Now working on Neuron. And you got Baku up here. Doesn't have a scoped weapon, but he does have a GL that he could bombard forces with. Pio just took somebody out. Great shot there. Nope, that wasn't his kill. Did Nick get it? No, it might have been Nemesis. No. I don't know who picked him off then. Maybe it was one of the rooftop guys. Yeah, it was Baku up there on the hill. Yep, so even with an iron sight, he was able to get that kill. But now you're starting to see OPFOR entering here. A force in here from the boat. And then you got the remaining forces coming in. These guys are going to get stuck around buoy 3. I don't know. It's leaning OPFOR right now because of those numbers. Nemesis just did a nice barrage across the river getting a kill. But this is all a distraction for these forces to then come in and just sweep the entire area. Oh. When did that happen? OPFOR have the helicopter points. So they would be at, quick math. It'd be at 11. And Blue 4 would be at 15 if they hold Khakassia. But, again, OPFOR is going to have more numbers in the town, so I think OPFOR is going to win this. But we'll see it based off of the official points at the end. Because Blue 4, because they have the other 3 buoys up, they might still be alive. Also, fun fact, the boat engine never cuts out if you kill the driver, so that is going to constantly spin until the fuel runs out, which can be up to like 6 or 8 hours. Yeah, I'm thinking they used the drone to take it out. Because there's no other reason for that helicopter to be destroyed based off of where OPFOR was positioned across the AO. PHK and Zarta coming around the side here. Pio bandaging behind the church. Let's see if PHK comes around. Pay for pain in a little under 2 hours. He quickly looks in just to check. Less than 10 minutes remaining, but OPFOR is going to get their entire rest of the force in here. Blue 4 is going to keep watching the buoy. In 10 minutes? Yeah, I don't even see these guys being able to fold in those 10 minutes. Pio coming around. PHK now hiding behind this one spot. Zarda coming around, getting a firefight with Nick. Nick takes him out. That FAMAS, man, it's got a really quick fire rate, and if you put a few shots center mass, you're going to be able to win that fight almost every time. Few guns can compete with the FAMAS's fire rate. 249 or an MG3. MG3 is king. Right under it, though, the MG42. That quick fire rate of machine guns, but, you know, in a rifle package, the FAMAS is a beautiful gun. Now, can PHK catch Pio out of position? Pio looked around, and Pio gets the headshot. Pio not even bleeding. I thought PHK at least got one hit in, but Pio was able to take him out. Huh. Did anyone see a blood splatter off of Pio? No, okay, but Pio was hit earlier. Okay, so no, it was just PHK completely dragged those shots. Never mind.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
All right, so Baku might have noticed Blue 4 coming around now. But OPFOR, I mean, look at the amount of forces that are coming in. They outnumber Blue 4, so Blue 4 have to do their best to thin forces out. Nick getting friendly fired by Nemesis. Only knocked out, though. And now Pio quickly trying to bandage. I think Nemesis realized he had a friendly, but yeah, now you're starting to see shots come around. Baku's spot is really exposed. It's a bit of a glass cannon spot, because if he's spotted up here, he's going to be immediately taken out. And you hear him firing in that RAS. He's trying to fire into these windows, hit Op4 as they're coming around. Op4, they're not in the building. They're behind it, though. You're having Op4 now attacking these towers here. Hubert was able to wake back up and receive medical. See that bandage right there. So it was a single headshot that knocked him out originally. Still got that one Op4 guy to the south. That is Makusard? I am sorry if I butchered that. Blue4 starting to pull their forces around, realizing that I think the battle is going to be for here. I think because Blue4 called in to say that there was a lot of guys coming in. Demovar taken out, though. He's going to be dragged over by Nubas, who is a medic, and will be able to bring him back up. But let's see. 7.5 minutes remaining for this round. Let's do a quick number count here. We have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Blue4 in the AO. We have to count unconscious people because they account for this scenario here. Whereas compared to FNF, where if they're unconscious, they don't count. Map is Columbia. Do the exclamation point map command. But anyway, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So Blue4 have to get 6 kills to nullify the number advantage for Op4. But again, we'll see how, what happens if one side has more team members into an AO compared to the other. These guys coming around, do they have a medic with them? They do not. The only medic is up where Gene Kamies is on the top of the hill itself. Wait, who never responded? Oh, did I say Baku saw OFCRA instead of Op4? I'm sorry, guys. Archangel walking into Sipu's shots there and gets headshotted. Oh, the dude, the kind that you were map hacking? Yeah. YouTube comments are wild, man. Hubert folding in from the towers. He is now getting suppressed. It's going to, I think, be 10 to 17 here. Demovar looks like they were able to get him back up. But, I mean, Op4, they got 2 pincers maneuvering. They got a central team in the middle that'll probably assault up here. Doritos are already looking up that route. You got Jamie watching it, though. But I think Op4 just have the numbers here. Yes, you have a few guys folding in. 4.5 minutes remaining, but they still have to cross the river to actually count for the zone. So I think they're effectively out. Then again, the zone extends all the way to the river right there, so they might be able to get on the edge and count for 4 additional forces, meaning Blue4 only need to knock out another 3 or 4 to get the even number advantage. So are we going to see PO do something interesting, Nemesis do something interesting? Because these guys up here, they're going to stay up here in this fortified, entrenched area. So it's going to be up to the guys down on the ground to try to do some flanking action to finish this fight. But again, they're fighting some of the best here, as long as they don't fall off of the rocks and kill themselves. And Seal, he just hurt himself. You see some blood that spawned down there. They're trying to find a way to scale this rock face here, which I think Zicky's on the right track, actually. Yeah, so he enhanced movement before he fell, and now he's made it. So now he's telling his guys to follow him. They're coming up this route, and they're going to be able to basically get right into where this helicopter blew up, flank Gene, and wipe this group up here. I mean, these are some of the best in OFCRA, so I think this is going to be an Op4 victory. We're going to have to see how the points tally at the end, but just Op4 with that boat utilization was able to beat out those ambushes. Oh, Baku immediately seeing these forces coming up. Was that Zicky taken out? Zicky done dirty with a headshot. Oh, that's nasty. Yep, he's down. Baku doing a great job playing tower defense here. That's his second kill. He's going to be able to tell everyone, hey, there's dudes coming from the south. So that element of surprise is lost. Blue4 getting on the coast, could cross in. 2.5 minutes remaining. You've got, Massacard has come over the river here. Might be able to flank the 3 remaining Blue4 guys. Looks like Nick bled out because there was no medic. Nemesis, Because it was a bleed out, he's not credited with a friendly fire kill. Blue 4 having 3 guys cross as Cheeseburger holds with the M60, but he's looking up the river. I guess they still think, yeah, it just shows the level of miscommunication going on right now. Or I guess just lack of communication. But OPFOR doing their best to heavily smoke this area so they don't get picked off as they're starting to send forces around. Maybe to find another route in, but these 3 with the smoke. We're hearing some explosive smoke rounds going off. Followed by some other GLs. I think that's by Demavars. They're now aggressively pushing in. So we need to see, again, these 3 guys come around. Maybe they'll regroup with those 4, but time is not on their side. 90 seconds remaining. Well, you're Brewer and he's Brewer. And you call me a turtle all the damn time. I'm watching here. Okay, we might see Andre and Joda intercept. Oh! P.O. You didn't have to do him dirty like that. Oh my god. Well then. AT just came up over here. Dude, I don't even know how to describe that level of ragdoll I just saw. Oh my god. Always taking out Dorito. Again, Red 4 with the miss PID. 30 seconds remaining. Was that enough? A frag going out. I am so confused with that. Seen a few more shots over here. Pio getting the double taps. Massacred coming up. Hubert trying to fire over at Demovar as he comes up. Nubas suppressing up, but it's at the windows. He doesn't know where those shots are coming from. AT firing into the building. More red on red going on. There it is. So Blue 4 get the 10 points for defending the 3rd site, but Cascadia had more OPFOR players than Blue 4. Oh god, Seal just doing people dirty down there. They got the first 2 buoys, they got the helicopter, they got the town secured. It just wasn't enough. But even if Blue 4 got Kakasia secured, it would have been, I think, 11 to... No, Blue 4 would have won then. All right. Well, anyway, that is it now. I gotta go up and have dinner. Pay for Pain is gonna be 1 hour and 40 minutes, and I assure you my diction will be a lot better, and we'll hopefully see some crazy shit happen. So thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Hopefully I'll see you in 1.5 hours. Otherwise, cheers, and have a good one.